Welcome to How to Plant-Based, where I teach you how to use and create plant-based basics. Today is episode 5, and we are going to be talking about all things lentils. Now, I'll be honest, when I first went vegan a few years ago, that I did not use lentils. Maybe once or twice in a soup out at a restaurant or something, but I didn't actually purchase them. And when I first walked into a store, because I was ready to start experimenting, I saw all of these varieties and I was completely dumbfounded on like, which one do I pick? How do I use these? And anything like that. So we are going to squash all of that if you are also feeling the same way today and teach you exactly which ones you want and how to use them. Come on. Okay, before we get into the types of lentils, I want to go over 4 reasons why you need to have lentils inside of your house because they are a powerhouse. First of all, they are inexpensive, especially if you stay around the red split pea or the brown and green lentils. You will love at how much they can bulk up a meal while also being super inexpensive to your budget. They can also be stored in a pantry for up to a year uncooked, so they are a great staple to have all year round. They are also a protein powerhouse, packing 9 grams of protein in just a half of a cup. And another one of my favorite things is that they don't need to be soaked, unlike your beans, chickpeas, peas that you are cooking from dried. These guys do not need to be soaked, so you can quickly get into a recipe right away. Okay, so what you guys really wanna know when you walk into a store is why are there so many and which one do I need? You will find 3 specific types traditionally in almost every single store. It's gonna be a red or yellow split lentil, a brown or sometimes they'll say a green lentil, and then these black lentils, sometimes also known as beluga lentils. And I'm sure I just confused you because I gave a different name for each of them besides what is on the bag, but it's pretty easy: red or yellow, brown or green, and then black ones. There is also a French green lentil that is more expensive and also harder to find. The black and the French ones will take 25 to 30 minutes to cook, but they do hold up better inside of things like maybe you want to put it in a salad or put it on top of something like a burrito or something like that. They will be best in those type of applications. Brown or green ones will take about 15 to 25 minutes to cook. These are great inside of salads also if you want to make something like a lentil burger or something like that. Now, your red or yellow lentils will cook the fastest. It is one reason because they are already split traditionally. Now, our red lentils are already split, so that means they're gonna cook super fast. Traditionally, between 7 and 13 minutes is how long you're gonna cook them. They also get the softest, so they're not good for things like, you know, meating up a burger or a loaf or something like that. However, they are great if you wanna add it to a soup, a dal, a curry, something like that, because they also help thicken it and get that nice creamy texture. These are also great for pureeing if you want to add it to a muffin to give extra protein. They don't have a lot of flavor, so they will be great for masking that, but also adding a lot of nutrients into something like a smoothie or again, like a muffin or a quick bread. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to focus on our green lentils, but you can do the method that I'm showing you for all of the other types of flavors. We are going to do 1 cup. Lentils typically double or triple size and volume, so keep that in mind with how much you actually want to do. Before you start cooking your lentils, no matter which type you're doing, you want to just quickly go over them and make sure that you don't find any rocks or other types of debris inside of there, and pick those out if you do see anything. And then you are going to thoroughly wash your lentils prior to cooking them. Okay, so once you have thoroughly checked all of your lentils and then washed them, you're just going to pour it into a sauce pot. You want it to be big enough that your lentils have space to double or even triple in size, but not big enough that they're like bouncing all over the pot. You're gonna add 1 cup of uncooked lentils to 3 cups of water. If you are not using this for a sweet application, so you don't plan to use it inside of a muffin or a smoothie, what I do like to do to add some more flavor is to use a low sodium vegetable broth inside of this instead of water. You do not want to add any acid or any salt into your lentils because it can hinder their cooking process. What you can do to get a little bit more flavor in there to start, what I like to do is add in a bay leaf. And then what you are going to do is bring this to a rapid boil. As soon as you start to see those bubbles, what you're gonna do is cover this and then you're gonna lower your temperature. You want it to simmer, but you do not want it to be rapid. You just want like very light bubbles And then you are going to cook this, depending on what type of lentil you're using, until they are soft but not mushy. 2 quick tips while you're cooking lentils. 1, you need to watch them. You don't need to stir them, but you also won't hurt them like if you lift the lid and look, unlike rice. But you do want to look at them, and if they are using too much water, you want to keep them covered completely so you can add a little bit more water if needed. Also, if you are using older lentils, maybe you have stored them for a long time or you didn't know you were buying older lentils inside of the store, they could take a little bit longer to cook, so on that higher end or maybe even a couple minutes after. And they also may shed their skin. The red ones or yellow split ones will not do that because they are already split, but the green ones or the black ones may do that. As soon as your lentils are done cooking, you are going to remove your lid and then drain them completely from any of the liquid that they have been cooking in. Now, this is the point once you have them drained that you can do whatever you wanted to with your lentils. You do want to remove that bay leaf if you added it in there. And then what I like to do at this stage is just give it a little bit of salt. This is when you want to add the salt. You don't want to add it while they are cooking, but they will take on a really nice flavor if you just give them a pinch of salt right here at the end. Now, lentils have a pretty similar flavor like tofu or cauliflower that they can take on the flavor of a lot of dishes. So feel free to use sauces here or any other type of spice like a taco or a Cajun seasoning here, and then you can use them however you want. As far as storing these, you want to let them cool completely, and then you can store them in the fridge in an airtight container for 4 to 7 days. If you want them to last longer, you can freeze them. I like to do 1 cup portion sizes so I don't have too many inside of one container. You want to use a freezer safe bag or container, and then they can last in the freezer for up to 3 months. Again, they can last dried in a pantry for up to a year, so they are a great pantry staple as well. We have a couple of recipes already on the website, and we are going to pop them up here so you can check those out, and they will also be linked in the description box. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make lentils with me. Stay tuned for the next How To Plant-Based episode where we teach you how to use another plant-based basic. Have a great week.